It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of February 4th, 2005. Only two movies, and, well, considering that the Super Bowl was this weekend, yeah, Hollywood's not going to release their biggest new releases on Super Bowl weekend. They'll do it nowadays, but not in 2005. No, 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 no. You think you're going to get the next big blockbuster of the year, the first big blockbuster of the year? Nope. You get garbage like our first movie, and that is, of course, Boogeyman. You know, the 2023 The Boogeyman was much more scarier than this movie was, and that movie was actually trying. This is bad. This is the type of movie that is perfect for a Super Bowl weekend because nobody's gonna go see it except for the people on Friday. It's gonna be that one day that it has, and then the drop off's gonna come on Saturday. Then nobody's gonna go see it on Sunday because we're all watching the big game, and exactly what happened here. May have been the #1 movie, but it was quickly forgotten almost immediately. Yeah, it made its money back, but congratulations, you just wasted 67 million ticket buyers' time with this garbage. This is a new take on the classic Boogeyman, or Monster in the Closet, who is the eponymous antagonist of the film. The plot concerns a young man, Tim Jensen, played by Barry Watson, who must confront the childhood terror that has affected his life. Wow, we haven't heard this story done before millions and millions of times beforehand. The Grudge just came out 3 months ago, and it's nearly the same movie, almost, with a couple of notable exceptions. So that movie was done better, with better jump scares and a better storyline, and just more fun to it. This is the bottom of the barrel. This is exactly what you expect from the movie, dumped in the first few weeks of the year. The studio does not give a crap about it whatsoever, and this is the end result of it. Like, it's not even scary, man. Like, it's not even scary for. It's like, if you took your date to see this movie, I hope you got some action, but you're never gonna remember. But you never remembered this movie since it came out. I'm willing to bet if I asked somebody about this movie and said, "Have you ever seen The Boogeyman?" and they might be thinking, "Oh, you mean the one from last year?" No, I mean the 2005 one with that guy from Seventh Heaven, and the character from Zooey Deschanel's sister who was on Bones. What are we talking about? Yeah, exactly. You never remember this movie, and because it was a success, of course they made it into a franchise of bad direct-to-video movies that somehow got even worse. Than the original film. And yeah, I don't think I need to say anything more about this movie in general. I mean, yeah, you could say that it's produced by Sam Raimi all the time. Yeah, you could say it's made by it's written by Eric Kripke, who would later have much better success with Supernatural. But when your film is directed by the same guy that made the Sylvester Stallone Get Carter remake, that's probably a sign that you should abandon all hope, ye who enter here. And yeah, I think most people really took that advice as soon as that first weekend was over. Nobody went to go see this movie, and rightfully so, because it's a piece of garbage. So yeah. I don't know what to say about that one. It's a terrible movie, dumped in the first few weeks of the year. Of course it's going to be bad. So let's see if we can turn the tide with our last movie here, and that is Deborah Messing and Dermot Mulroney in the romantic comedy The Wedding Date. Speaking of movies we've seen done before, stop if you've heard me this plot already. The film is about Deborah Messing, who's a single woman who hires a male escort to pose as her boyfriend at her sister's wedding in order to dupe her ex-fiancé who dumped her a few years prior. Will they get together? It's a romantic comedy. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen? It's almost the same plot as something like Anyone But You. Like these two people clearly don't like each other. Clearly they're going to hate each other throughout the course of the movie, and they're not going to get together. Which, of course, they are. But, yeah, you would think that with people like Deborah Messing and Dermot Mulroney and Amy Adams in one of her early film roles, plus Holland Taylor from 2.5 Men, you would expect something more from it, but nope, not at all. It's just a movie that is just the same stuff we've seen done over and over and over again. You know, these two are not. It's at first feel like they're not going to fall in love with each other, and then they have to have that big third act breakup before they realize that what they had was so important to one another, and then they're going to get together at the end. And it's just like, you know, we've seen this done before over and over again, and when it works, it works very well. This movie doesn't work very well, and I know this because I saw this movie in a theater almost 20 years ago. I was kind of duped by it. I mean, I saw Deborah Messing on Will and Grace, and I thought, I'll give it a shot. I mean, why not? And yeah, I don't remember that movie at all. Like, I saw it once, never saw it again, and I had it on DVD after it came out. It came out for the first time, and then I got rid of it because I never watched it. And I don't even know if I might still have it as part of like one of those 4-movie collections. I don't think I do, but I might. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, this was a boring movie. I mean, like I said, the romantic comedy cliches can work if the film is working fine, if the leads were likable. The leads are not likable in here. You don't really buy them together in a relationship. And, like, it's a PG-13 rom-com. You're not going to go in there expecting... If you were, like, the 16-year-old me that went to go see this to see some TNA from Deborah Messing, yeah, chances are you're not going to get that, especially with a scene in this movie where they go into... Messing and Maroney go into a boat, and it's one of the most pathetically put together sex scenes I've ever seen in my life. It drags on forever and ever, and it's a PG-13 movie. What the hell am I supposed to see from them? Like, you don't see anything. Like, you see a little bit of Deborah Messing's side boob. That's about it. I mean, you don't get to see anybody's, like, parts, like their actual boobs or their, nether regions, if you will. But, yeah, it's one of the most boring sex scenes I've ever seen in my life. And just, there's nothing about it because I don't buy these two getting together. I don't buy their relationship is good enough for them to come together in the long run here to get to this moment. And it's just not worth it in the end. There's only one thing about this movie that I think is very redeemable about it, and that's Amy Adams, because this was a big year for Amy Adams herself, because this was the beginning of her career beginning to take off. She did this, then she was in Junebug later in the year, and she actually was on the first season of The Office in the last episode of the season, which should be coming in about February, close to it, about a couple months from now. So this was a big year for her, and she really is the one thing about the movie that I will say is very likable, because Amy Adams is a likable person. She's very charming, she's a beautiful woman, and she's a great actress. And yeah, she's the one thing that you will take away from this movie in general. Everything else, it's just schmuck we've seen done before, and not good schmuck either. It's not funny. You don't buy the main character's chemistry. It's a movie we've seen done to death so many times. It's directed by the same person that did How to Deal with Mandy Moore. Remember how great that movie was? Imagine that, except this time it's with a more mass appeal to it, and it just doesn't work in the end. So yeah, not a good movie, but you know what? If you're going to choose between either this or Boogeyman, this might be your best bet, but even then, it's not worth it. And so with that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Next time we meet, we'll take a look at 2 more movies. Well, technically we would have had 3, but I saw one of them was Pride and Prejudice, and I already covered that in my 2004 Leftovers show. But we've got 2 movies of noteworthiness, including Will Smith, Eva Mendes, and Kevin James in the romantic comedy Hitch, which I'm already going to tell you is a lot better than The Waiting Date. But we also have the 3rd and final of the Winnie the Pooh 2000s movies that were coming out in theaters, Pooh's Heffalump movie. And we'll take a look at those 2 movies both on the next episode, so be on the lookout for that one tomorrow. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So, with that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.